Old Nestor saw him at once, and started up from his polished chair, warmly grasped his hand, and led Patroclus in, pressing him to sit. But standing off to the side, his guest declined. "No time to sit, old soldier dear to the gods. You won't persuade me, awesome and quick to anger, the man who sent me here to find out who's been wounded, the one you've just brought in. But I can see him. I recognize Machaon myself, the expert healer. So back I go to give Achilles the message. Well you know, old soldier loved by the gods, what sort of man he is, that great and terrible man. Why, he'd leap to accuse a friend without a fault." But Nestor, the noble charioteer, replied at length, "Now, why is Achilles so cast down with grief for this or that Achaean winged by a stray shaft? He has no idea of the anguish risen through the army. Look, our finest champions laid up in the ships, all hit by arrows or run through by spears. There's powerful Diomedes brought down by an archer, Odysseus wounded, and Agamemnon too, the famous spearman. And Eurypylus took a shaft in the thigh, and here Machaon. I just brought him in from the fighting, struck down by an arrow whizzing off the string. But Achilles, brave as he is, he has no care, no pity for our Achaeans. How long will he wait, till our ships that line the shore go up in flames, gutted, despite a last-ditch stand, and we ourselves are mowed down in droves? And I, what good am I? My limbs are gnarled now, the old power's gone. Oh, make me young again, and the strength inside me steady as a rock, as fresh as I was that time the feud broke out. Fighting Epeans over a cattle raid, I killed Actimonus, Hypericus's gallant son, who used to live in Elis. I was rustling their cattle in reprisal, you see, and he defending his herds, when a spear I hurled caught him right in the front ranks of herdsmen. Down he went, and round him his yokel drovers scattered home in panic. And what a lovely haul, what plunder we rounded up and herded off the plain. 50 herds of cattle, as many head of sheep, as many droves of pigs, and as many goat flocks ranging free. 150 horses too, strong and tawny, brood mares every one, and under the flanks of many, nursing foals. The whole lot. We drove them all into Pylos then, that very night, corralling them all inside the walls of Neleus. And father beamed, seeing how much I'd won, a young soldier out on his first campaign. And the heralds cried out at the break of day, "Pylians, come collect your debts from wealthy Elis." And a troop of Pylian chiefs turned out in force to carve up the spoils. The Epeans owed us all, few as we were in Pylos, hard pressed as well. For mighty Heracles came against us years before. He ground our lives out, killing off our best. 12 sons we were of the noble old Neleus, and I alone was left. The rest of my brothers perished in that rout. Riding high on our loss, the Epeans rose in arms, lording over us, harassing us with outrage after outrage. So now, out of Epean spoils, the old king chose a herd of cattle and handsome flock of sheep. 300 head he picked, the herdsmen too. For wealthy Elis owed my father a heavy debt, 4 prize-winning thoroughbreds, chariot and all. They'd gone to the games, primed to race for the tripod. But Augeas, the warlord, commandeered them on the spot, and sent the driver packing, sick for his team. So now old Neleus, still enraged at it all, the threats to his man, the naked treachery, helped himself to a priceless treasure trove. but gave the rest to his people to divide, so none would go deprived of his fair share. But just as we were parceling out the plunder and offering victims to the gods around the city, right on the third day they came, the Epeans massed in a swarm of men, and plunging battle stallions struck at the border, full force, and square in their midst the two Moliones, armed to the hilt, and still boys, not quite masters yet in the ways of combat.